Hello again, class. So, what I have here for you is your first writing practice. We're going to call this a warm-up writing. So, I don't want you to worry too much about anything like grammar or structure. I just want you to write what's comfortable for you. And this is a good way of me being able to just see what kind of writer you are and to know maybe how I can better help you throughout the semester. So, this is a pretty low stakes, easy assignment, just as far as writing goes. And so, my question for you just is what is family? So, I'm going to walk you through this. I'm not always going to do this in lecture form, but I especially want to do it this first week just so I can talk to you a little more. You can hear my voice and I can maybe explain a few things just like I would in a regular in-person class to give you a little bit more of that instruction. All right, so our writing assignment for this week is going to be pretty short. So I'm going to read this with you, but I just first want to point out to you that the length of this assignment is between 250 and 500 words, which is short. So it's one full page to two full pages. So if you'd like to write more than that, you're more than welcome, but you don't need to go over the 2 pages if you're not feeling it, or if you just would like to keep it tightly composed. Let's read the instructions. I wrote here, this is called a prompt. Whenever I give you a writing prompt, it's like the assignment topic sort of that gets you going and often contains like themes or different instructions. So that's a picture of me, this weird screaming child, and these are my 2 cousins. So I wanted to share a family photo with you. This was on Easter when I was forced to wear a dress. And after that, I told my mom I hated dresses. Don't put me in any dresses. And she tried, but it didn't work very well. And I was just remembering how important my cousins were to me when I was a little kid and how we were like siblings and we were always together, and just how every family is so different. So here I wrote, every family looks different, and when it comes to family, there are many definitions of normal. Notice I put normal in quotation marks because there really is no normal. Some families look more like the traditional nuclear family model of husband, wife, kids, but nowadays, and probably always actually, people have created families that include endless variations, and that includes same-sex marriages, foster families, blended families, multiple families, friend groups, even pets, and more. And as we know, some family members are incredibly loving and supportive, and others the source of conflict, criticism, abuse, and rejection. Few families are perfect, that's for sure. And also behind the happy photos are stories, all kinds of stories. So here's my question for you. Can you paint a word portrait? I don't know, you want to call it an essay, call it like almost like a journal entry. I don't want to give it really a name because I don't want to worry you about the structure, but let's just call it a sketch or a portrait for now. So can you paint a word portrait of your family as you define family? Who are the people who support and love you? Describe the positive aspects of your family as well as the challenges that you encounter within your own family. Alternately, you might choose one family member if you want and describe them. Describe that person in some detail, possibly in the form of a poem if you want to. If you want to get crazy and write a poem, that would be great, but of course, no pressure. All right, so when you are ready, after you spend some time writing this, you can write it, if you like, you can write it out by hand, like on a piece of paper, the old-fashioned way with a pen or a pencil. And then you can take a picture of your page or create a PDF file if you know how to scan it and do that. Or, easier, you can just type directly into the text box when you are ready to submit the assignment. Just hit the submission box and do it that way. This is worth 10 points And to get the full 10 points, put in some effort. So it doesn't have to be grammatically perfect. It does have to be you. It has to be your own voice. I don't want to hear any artificial intelligence robots. Don't let the robots take over your voice, but allow yourself to tell your own story, please. And that's a lot nicer to read, by the way. Try describing your family and focus in on unique details, personality quirks, mannerisms, ways of speaking if you want. And then just quickly edit and proofread before you submit, just so you say it the way you want to say it. But don't, overdo it with editing. I really just want to see what you can do in a quick piece of writing. Now, here's a bonus point. If you would like to earn 2 extra credit points and you include a family photo of some kind, I will be happy to give you those extra points. And we love seeing photos. So please do that. Okay, I just wanted to mention also that this is not a discussion post, but I will give you the option to share this later with the class if you want to. But this first draft right here is just for me. So you don't have to worry about other people judging you or reading it. But just for now, it's for me. And then later next week or the week after, I'm going to give you the option to share it with the class. I have just a couple short pieces of writing here for you also to read as models. And the previous assignment was to read Chiang Rai Lee's Magical Dinners. So hopefully that gave you some inspiration for how you might describe a family scene. The first paragraph here is by a writer named Sandra Cisneros, and she talks about being the only daughter. She really grew up in a family of boys, and so here in this little passage, she just talks about how she got to college, even though her father maybe didn't want her to. And then I also have here a poem by a writer named Kay Ivor. There's a link to their bio. And this is a poem that takes into account memories of abuse. And so this is just sort of the alternate family view, and just a reminder that sometimes families are tough, and sometimes we have to cut ties with family members who are violent or just toxic in other ways. So I just wanted to throw that in there too, because not only is it a beautiful poem, so please read the poem, but it's also just another look at the ways that families can be so different. So this is a really nice poet. If you'd like to read others, just click on the link there. I like this poem too because it goes through generations. Like, it's really about generational abuse and how sometimes it's a cycle and it just keeps going until somebody stops it. All right, 10 points maximum on this assignment. I hope you all get 10 points by just putting in some good effort and taking some time to care about your story or your sketch. And this is due Sunday, February 22nd, no later than 11:59 p.m. So normally I allow the possibility to turn things in up to 2 days late, but this first week, everything has to be turned in by Sunday, because I'm using all of this stuff to confirm your place in the class, to make sure that you are in fact going to stick with the class. And if I don't receive your assignments for you this week, then I will have to drop you, and that gives me the opportunity to add other people who are on the waiting list who are really desperately wanting to take the class. So don't forget to complete all these assignments no later than 11:59 on Sunday, and I look forward to reading. Thank you so much. Good luck with this. Let me know if you have any questions.